I would guess the biggest challenge for anyone who is new to Windows 8 will be navigating the new user interface. When you boot your Windows 8 machine, you're now presented with this Windows Start screen, which is very different from any previous version of Microsoft Windows. Now, Windows 8 has been designed in what they call the new Metro app style, intended for touchscreens and mobile devices, meaning you'll see and use similar navigation techniques on a tablet, your Windows Phone, and even on your computer with a touchscreen attached. Now, we'll explore touch a little later on its own. For now, let's explore this new UI using our mouse and keyboard, which is really what most people will be doing on their PCs. First, we'll talk about what you see on the start screen, these tiles. And the tiles represent mostly Metro-style apps that come with Windows 8. And all you have to do is click them once to activate them. Let's say, for example, we want to bring up the calendar. Click once on the calendar tile, and you launch the calendar, just like that. Now, probably the most important thing to notice about these Metro apps is you don't have a menu bar. There's no title bar. You don't see minimize and maximize buttons. That's all gone. So you actually leave this running if you want to go back, for example, to the Windows Start screen. And the most important key on your keyboard is going to be the Windows key. Just give it a tap, and you see it takes you right back to the Start screen. Now, we didn't really close up the calendar, so just keep in mind it's running in the background. If we want to go back to it, we can click the calendar icon, or we can run something else. Let's go down to the weather tile and click it. So now we have a second app that's running. So we'll leave this on our screen, and what we'll do is explore something that's new to the Windows 8 UI, and that is hot corners. You can access all kinds of different features by moving your mouse to one of the four corners on your screen. Let's start with the top right-hand corner. You'll see these charms appear down the right-hand side for searching, sharing. There's access to the Start screen as well, so if you don't like using your Windows key on the keyboard, you could click Start right from here. Access devices and settings from here as well. Move your mouse back to the center, it disappears. Let's try the bottom right-hand corner. Same thing. We're going to see our charms appear on the right-hand side of our screen. Now let's go to the top left-hand corner, where you're going to see a thumbnail of any of the apps that might be running, like our calendar. So clicking the calendar actually switches us over to it. Now we still have our hot corners like we did when we were looking at the other app, our weather app. Let's go down to the bottom left-hand corner, and you'll see the Start tile appear. This is another way to get quickly back to the Start screen. So let's click it, and we're back to the Start screen. Right-clicking is something else that will come in handy here in Windows 8. Right-clicking your mouse, depending where you are, is going to give you access to additional features. So here from the Start screen, for example, if you right-click off to the side, not on a tile itself, you're going to see the app bar appear at the bottom. And there's only one option right now that appears here. It's All Apps. Give it a click, and you can see it changes from the traditional Start screen with our tiles to display many, many more icons representing some of the apps that we saw as tiles, as well as many other apps and accessories over here on the right-hand side. In fact, there may be so many you need to scroll over to see them all. Now we can press the Windows key on the keyboard to go back to the traditional view of our tiles if you like. And there's a lot we can do to customize. We'll talk about that later. But one thing you may have noticed is that we simply move from one app to another by launching them and switching to them, which means we could have several apps running in the background. How do we close them up? Well, there's a couple of different options. Here from our Start screen, if we go to the top left-hand corner, the hot corner, we know we're going to see any apps that might be running. Now just slide down and you'll see all of the apps that are running represented by thumbnails. So if we wanted to close up weather, for example, we could right-click it here. The only option is close. And when we click close, we've actually closed up that app. Let's just click the calendar icon. We won't right-click to switch to it. Another option is to move to the very top, and when you see the hand appear, click and drag it down. So we go up to the top, there's the hand, and then we click and drag it down. Turns into a smaller screen. As you move to the bottom, it kind of fades out and let go, and you've just closed it up. Now, one tile that looks like another Metro app is actually your old-fashioned desktop. And you can see it here labeled as desktop. It'll get you access to the similar UI that you've already been using in previous versions of Windows. Non-Metro apps will automatically launch the desktop to run in this environment, but you can go there anytime by clicking this tile. We'll explore the desktop in detail in the next movie.